Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of our Minecraft Hexxit LP. I am underscore. I actually recorded a whole episode of Hexxit, but Fraps was behaving oddly, so I ended up having to delete that. But in that episode I built this thing, a Smeltery, and hopefully I'm gonna be able to show you how that works to some degree today. I had a little trouble finding out how to get blank casts out of it, but I have since done a little more research and did some testing in Creative World, and I was able to get something out of it. So I should be able to show you something like that today. Unfortunately, I do need to find 4 buckets of lava before I can do that, so I need to do a little caving first. But before we do that, I can talk about the fact that I do have some green chocobos from the breeding I've done, and I've been breeding the yellow ones to try and get a blue one as well, and once we get the blue and the green, we can get the next level, provided they are the correct genders. So we have that going for us. The advantage of the green one, by the way, is that he can climb, and what they mean by climb is that he can go up 2 block heights without issue. So he's a lot better at traversing these extreme hills over here. So I've been using him to tour around these areas. Every once in a while he'll get caught up, but for the most part he just tears right up and down these mountains, so that's pretty nice. So I've been riding him around instead of the yellow one, and that's where we stand with Chocobos at this time. And so I'm gonna go grab some lava. Actually, I'll probably just go into the nether and grab it. That'll be much faster, and I will be right back. Alright, so we're back, and we have a full tank of lava now, and so I'm gonna attempt to make a blank cast, and hopefully what I read and experienced will carry forward into this world. So I'm going to click on my Smeltery controller, and I'm going to place 9 raw aluminum and 3 copper ingots in there, and we'll see through the glass that they're in there. And then just give those a little bit of time to melt. And a little bit more time. The aluminum's almost ready, but the copper takes longer to heat up. Come on, copper, get on board here. And since we placed copper and aluminum in here, what we're going to get is an alloy, and the alloy that we will get is aluminum brass, which I don't know if that's an actual real alloy. But we have 6 ingots worth of it in here right now. So we should be able to right click, and now we have a blank cast of that, and we should be able to get 6 of them. You get 1 per ingot of metal that you have in the thing. And then we can take the blank cast and put it in the stencil table. And from here we can get things like an ingot cast, which we can use if we want to make an ingot of the aluminum brass. Now I'm not sure if these wear out over time or if they stay as they are. But from this we can also make casts of tools by placing them in here, maybe. Okay, so what they want you to do now to make casts of tool parts is to make a stone tool part and the other Tinker's construct tables, and then from there you can place that in here, just like I placed my sword in there, and make a cast around the stone, and then you can use that to cast the parts that you need to make. So, but that's pretty cool. The other thing we can do with this that I thoroughly enjoy is that we can place glass in here. And I should have put more spouts on here before I did this. How do we make those? But it's interesting that the book that you're given when you make these seared bricks that are used to construct all the smeltery items, it says that you should be able to make blank casts from aluminum, brass, gold. Fucking creepers, man. Luckily this thing seems pretty sturdy, pretty hard to blow up. That's the second time that's happened, and I haven't had much damage to speak of on it. So hopefully that will continue to be true. But yeah, it says aluminum, brass, or gold, which I took to mean either aluminum, brass, or gold. But apparently that means aluminum brass, which is an alloy, or just regular gold. So that's something to consider if you're trying to build this in your game. And now we have a bunch of liquid glass in here. And from that we can make clear glass blocks, and these things are awesome. I don't want to place one because I don't want it to break, but you get the idea. I'm just going to run back and forth and finish making these guys. The other advantage of having the smeltery is that supposedly you can put ore blocks in here and you will get twice as many ingots smelting them in here versus smelting them in a furnace, as long as you pour them into the ingot cast that we just made. So that is very nice. We're going to get quite a few of these clear glass blocks because I put quite a bit of glass in there. Now the taller we make this, the more stuff we're going to be able to put in it and smelt at one time. And I'm thinking if I go on like mining runs and come back and want to, you know, get a lot of things smelted, that I should have a fairly big one of these and perhaps multiples of them in order to smelt things efficiently. So I'm going to either build some more of these or upgrade this one, or maybe both. Oh, hello. I didn't know I could put a sword in there. So up ahead you see the new and improved homestead. I connected and covered the enchanting area, and I also built a bit of a storage room over here. So we improved in that light. I don't know if I can make clear glass panes from that. That would be quite interesting. Nope. But I'm gonna go ahead and place some of this clear glass. That is so nice. In some of these areas. Oh, it doesn't connect to the regular glass, I guess. And I don't have enough to fill this out, unfortunately. Oh, I do have enough. But I don't have enough to do that, so we're going to leave that as it is for now and place these guys back in here. We can make more later. But I did want to go on a mining run and get some ores just to show or test smelting ores in the smeltery. So that's probably what I will do next. I think I have an understanding of how these books are working at this time, so I'm going to place those on the bookshelf. And I will be back when I make a little bit more progress. Alright, so I've gathered some ores, and I'm going to go ahead and attempt to put these in here and cook them up. Let's see if we can mix. Looks like we can. So it's now completely full of the ore, which is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 18 blocks of ore. So we'll see how many ingots we get out. I move the casting tables over to this side. Once I get more seared brick, I will go ahead and make additional casting tables and spouts, and perhaps increase the capacity of this so that we can produce ingots more quickly from it. I'm hoping these casts don't break in the process. I wonder if we can just make iron blocks and use those to make ingots. Yeah. So we could, in theory, just pour the iron into here and make iron blocks with it. 36 ingots of iron from 18, yeah, so it did double everything. So we can pour in there to get iron blocks. I'm going to pour in there as well. So we should be able to get 4 iron blocks out of this. And then we can take our iron blocks and get the iron ingots back. So that's pretty handy. Let's go ahead and pour another one of these. And we should have 9 left. So that should be enough for one more block. So depending on the metal, you don't necessarily have to make an ingot cast. You can go right to a block. Now aluminum, I know that you cannot make ingots unless you pour it into an ingot cast. If you put an aluminum block in here and try to get an ingot out of it, you will get nothing. You'll get the raw aluminum back. So yeah, we definitely need to make an ingot cast to get that working. So I need to set up more efficient stations as far as making ingots and blocks out of this. But I'm having a lot more success with it today now that I know that you need that aluminum and brass alloy to make the ingot cast, or to make the blank cast for the ingot cast. So I'm pretty satisfied with progress. So that's aluminum now. So let's pour the aluminum out, and we should be able to get 2 ingots. And that should be empty now, and it is. So this is perfect. And you don't appear to use a lot of lava in the process of doing this. So that's very handy. Now in a case like this where we only have 5, we're going to have to use the ingot casts because that's all we have available to us. Alright, so it's time to breed the chocobos and see if we get anything interesting. You and you. Make a blue. It's not blue. And we have another male-female pair. Come on, blue. It's not blue. Alright, so we're stuck with green for the time being, but that's okay. I'm pretty happy with green. I just have to put these things back. So I need to make some more seared bricks, so I will show you the process of doing that. And it is possible to take 1 clay and put it with a gravel block and a sand block and get 2 grout from it. And then you can cook that and make 2 seared bricks. But the other recipe for it is to take just clay blocks and then you place that with 4 sand and 4 gravel, and you'll get 8 at a time. So that's slightly more efficient, at least as far as crafting them, so that's generally how I have chosen to do it. Alright, so I'm going to attempt to make some other stencils, and what I've done is I have 2 ingots worth of aluminum brass in there. So what I want to do is place a stone pickaxe head and a stone tool rod in these tables, and then pour the aluminum brass around them, and then what I should get back is a pickaxe head cast stencil and a tool rod cast. So from there I have 1 ingot of copper that I have to get out, right? So now that I've done that, I can get those back, and of course they all fell on the ground because I don't have a chest right here. But I need to move this guy over first of all, and then I can put the iron back in here again, so I can place these in by themselves, and once this all melts I can cast these parts in iron or whatever metal that I choose to put in here. So now I have an iron rod and an iron pickaxe head from which I can make other things. So let's see how much is left in here. So we have 30 ingots and 1 chunk. I don't know how you get a chunk out of, but at least we can do this for now. Maybe we can cast another pickaxe head as well. This is a little bush that makes berries that give you XP that I found in a cave, so I planted it up here so I can get XP from it. I need to get those trees out of there when I get a chance. So what do we have left? 6 ingots and a chunk. So basically we need to start casting ingots now. Or let's see how many of these we can make. Should put that around the controller. So we're down to 5 ingots at this point, so we can pull these, put our ingot cast in, ingot cast, ingot cast. Perfect. So we can now make additional blank casts of these things. I don't know if we need to make more or not, but I can then take this up to the other Tinkerer's construct tables, and I should be able to make a pretty good pickaxe out of them. But I do need the binding, and I don't have a pattern for binding yet. So let's make a bit more wood. And make a pattern for a binding. We can go over pattern chest. Oh, I didn't make the actual pattern yet. Hello. Pattern. There's our binding. Maybe I'll make another stone binding for now. And just use that. So I come over to what? Oh, I have to reset that. Okay. So I can make a stone pickaxe. Fantastic. So I can put these parts in here for now until we get something better. Oh, that's for modifying the pickaxe once it's set up. So that's good. we can get supposedly what constitutes level 2 Tinker's Construct tools out of that, so that is awesome. But that's where I'm going to end today, so thanks everybody for watching. I will see you next time.